So I've been out here scanning like a madman in 35-degree weather. We're running a bunch of live streams. You guys, by the time this video gets out, you may have seen the live stream or not. Excuse my finger. Back out, or I am, to the, let me get in the center here. I'm headed back out to the Intuition Point treasure cache, a suspected cache location. I need to go get more data with the GeoPro 3D software. So we're going to go out and do a rescan with one of the newer versions we're on. I'm actually scanning with 8.2, so no one's seen anything beyond 8.0 yet, and it's using logic on a whole different principle than we did before. Again, we're just changing everything up until we get this thing to show me what I want and be able to do proper 3D modeling. Right now, even with the first version, you can scan with it and go see what you wanted, but we want to get a lot better and a lot more than that, some accurate depth. We're also optimizing the software for metal detector use, so we're having to go and do some analytical work on the audio signals being put out by different detectors and whatnot. So either way, I'm going out here alone today. As you can see, there's nobody else in the ride, and the reason being is Tara's busy and just no one else around, and it's a little chilly, so we're looking at 35 degrees. We got about a 10-15 mile an hour wind going, and a little dark day, but no big deal. Just all out there by myself, bringing the rifle today just in case. Josh had a rock thrown and hit him in the boot last time we were coming out there, so who knows what's out there throwing rocks. So, but regardless, yeah, here I go. And I mean, and then the rancher guy, you know, let us know he saw what he thought was the biggest mountain lion you'd ever imagined, and shaggy. So, you know, between rock throwing and a giant shaggy mountain lion, and this is in the exact same place where Intuition Point is. Seems that little canyon right there seems to be where it hangs out or whatever. So yeah, I brought a piece with me and call her Pandora, and should keep everybody off of us, I hope. But, okay, I'll hit you back up when I get out of the car and get start packing. not going to talk a whole lot on my way in here, because when you're alone, it's better you don't advertise your location. You can kind of talk at a certain volume, but if you go above that, and you don't really want to say anything once you're out of the bottoms, because your voice will carry. Let's see where they're going. Let's backtrack these peeps here. So they came up right there. I don't think this is us coming out last week. Could be. See, they're stepping right there. Right there again. See? That's on the way in. That could be us. That's on the way out. There's a weird print following us out there, so that could be Tara's boot. Okay, that's probably us coming out there. So I'm gonna put those about a week old. Gotta keep my head watching, because if anything followed our tracks out, and whatever he's out here throwing rocks, it's got to leave sign. Now we're getting closer to our cache location now. Those are definitely our prints. There's an older set though. I hadn't been out there in a long time in between. See these. So I don't know whose those are. There again. There's the front. There's another print. Yeah, those are old. Could be ours from a previous time, but it's so they'd be a month or more old, month and a half. Okay, so I'm gonna drop down on in here now. You see that area of blue clay where they capped it with blue clay, and we don't have blue clay in these layers. We're about 80 feet above us, but it doesn't survive to come down here. So anyway, this is our infamous canyon where something keeps coming out of and throwing rocks at us and making funny noises. I mean, he got, not very long ago, just so many months ago, he got a fleeting but clear view of it. But he said it looked like a giant shaggy mountain lion. But it was up in the top of this canyon. That's really big rock back there. The rock back there is the size of houses. So you can go walk right underneath all that stuff. And they no telling where it goes. But anyway, so this is our scan location. And I'll get stuff unpacked, get it set up, and get us kind of rocking here. So hopefully we see the same signatures we did the other day. But this is a brand new scan logic, like I said, so this should analyze the ground quite a bit differently than what we've got so far. But yeah, so let me get this 50 pounds off my back, and we'll get things set up and get going. So I've been out here scanning like a madman in 35-degree weather. we're running a bunch of live streams. You guys, by the time this video gets out, you may have seen the live stream or not. Excuse my finger. And we're running south, so we'll see how that affects the data too. Shouldn't really do that on a control scan, but okay. So this says it's going to be our final line. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, that's going to be it for this scan. Set this right here. Nice and pretty. Okay, now I'll just go bring that scan up real fast and we'll see what it looks like. This smart grid does not operate correctly yet. This version wasn't to be even set to the beta testers. So because it's sampling differently, everything works different. And this is not finalized whatsoever. This version isn't. Not even for working the scan. So let's see what we just did here. Okay, that's definitely one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I mean, for real, I don't know what this is. It's 2 and 2. Well, our suspected tunnel, 2 and 2. Let's see. Wait a second. Wow, so it shows a trend going up in the hill this way. We saw that last time too, which was odd. And now I've only got a bit of iron showing up in this corner. But why the grid is like this? Never seen this before. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to run it back by Taylor because our value just dropped tremendous. Or could be that this is a void and this is normal ground. Let's see. We should know a lot more once we give it a little depth. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's doing. So, wow, it looks like that's kind of astounding actually. So if I go back to my corner I started on, we look this way, that would show a definite anomaly on this half of the grid. I mean, definitely. And there's no real reason for that transmission data to have done that, to have that much value amplitude drop across the board, unless we have a bigger room under here than I really thought. We have a cavity this direction, and we're basically, our center point's right on the edge of that cavity, and it looks like you have a tunnel going back into the hill. If that's correct, that's what I'm looking at. Of course, it shouldn't be like this because, you know, really, because I have no peaks in the data, and looks like amplitude didn't change anything. So what we might do is repeat the scan and take it in at full data on the top grid. We could have limited our response line, but I don't see how. Yeah, so none of the values are changing the flat grid. So yeah, these should have a dramatic effect on the grid form itself, and they're not really doing anything to the values. That's some crazy stuff. Don't know if that's the software or the mapping or what that is. The scan looks good. We can open it in the top graphs and see what it looks like up here. Oops. No, see, that data there's something up with that data big time. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and pack it up and get ready to get out of here. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Lost battery, don't know why. A relatively new battery in the machine. Just didn't get any longevity out of it. Don't know if something's going on here or not. Don't have a clue. But needless to say, I'll go ahead and pack all this stuff, and we'll get it back and get the data that I was able to get back over there, so we can at least analyze that and kind of see what was going on with the scans. I need to get out here to do that data. It kind of sucks that it's this cold and it's this far out here. But for one, we want to get more information on this grid because of what's under this. But two, mainly, we're just trying to get this software to realize and display what we want, how we want it. And of course, the scanning portion as well. But all right, so since this didn't fully happen like I wanted to, whatever. But it's not a dry run. It's a good deal. Keeps me tough. We'll keep you guys updated. I'll go ahead and produce this video. I'll add a little bit of the other work in it, show you what else is going on. And then we'll go from there. But cool. All right, well, it's time to pack up the car. I'm on my way out. And guess I picked a good time because now it's snowing. So this should be interesting. Nice. So yeah, I guess I picked a good time to go out because it just started snowing. I don't know how much we're supposed to get, but that's cool. So it's about 30 degrees out here Fahrenheit. A little below freezing. And snow just started coming in. So walk my happy butt out of here. Yeah, it was a pretty, it's kind of eventful day. It's like, if you call, having issues with the programs, eventful. It's always fun. But it is what it is. I mean, we're using AI from CERN. We're using Claude, a bunch of others, and then it goes into a hub, and all the AIs look at it, and they give tips and engineering tricks, and then we have them rewrite it, and then we review it, test it. And so a lot of times it doesn't understand the idea and the theory behind what we want to do with the magnetic field and the amplitude and frequency to get our end results. So it is what it is. It just gives us what it gives us. So we have to work within it. We've already pulled off amazing stuff with the software. Now we've kind of screwed it up a little, and because we're kind of starting from scratch, so to rebuild it in a method that we want it to be. And so the AI doesn't have quite so much control. There's a 1,000-year-old cedar. Wow. Or juniper. So anyway, so the AI doesn't have quite so much control over the whole interface. And it's working, but this is a tough pull now because what we're trying to get it to do. So, but yeah, so I mean that version I just tested with should have worked, except the slider configurations and some of the filters, they're just going to need to be optimized. And the way data was going in, I didn't get any correct amplitude. I did get nice frequency responses. That worked really well, but I just didn't get the amplitude data I wanted. So then the AI doesn't have the information it needs to make the calculations we're requesting. So, like I said, it is what it is. There's a neat little spot to be able to go into under a rock mass, huh? So that's all solid rock, just a layer, and then you got places you can get under that layer. That's why, as far as the ancients go, and the Jesuit priests and everybody else, and they could have done anything. So you really got to know what you're doing and have proper analytical gear. You can spend a lot of time digging for nothing. In fact. Cool. Well, I got another 30 minutes or so probably before I hit the car. Maybe a little more. You might be able to see the snow falling. It's small, but she's getting going. So cool. Get both hands back in action here. See you guys later.